Let's talk about art. But not just any art. We're diving into a world where a single canvas can be worth more than a skyscraper. We're counting down the top 3 most expensive artworks ever sold.
I mean, just wrap your head around that for a second. It sounds completely nuts, right? But we're about to look at some price tags that are going to absolutely blow your mind. The scale of money here is just staggering.
All right, let's kick things off at number 3. This is a piece that honestly challenges what a lot of people even think of as art. It's this whirlwind of color and chaos that sold for, well, an abstract fortune.
$300 million. Yep, you heard that right. Let that sink in for a moment. That's not for an artist's whole collection. It's for one single painting.
So what is it? This is Interchange by the abstract expressionist master Willem de Kooning. It was snapped up in a private deal way back in 2015, and it made headlines all over the world.
Okay, so you're probably looking at this and thinking that exact thought. My kid could do this. And look, you are definitely not alone. It's a super common reaction to this kind of abstract art. But believe it or not, there's a lot more going on here.
So, why the gigantic price tag? Well, for the really serious collectors, Interchange isn't just some random splashes of paint. It's a huge moment in art history. It literally helped define the entire abstract expressionist movement. That bold, chaotic style is exactly what makes it a landmark piece, and that's why it's so incredibly valuable.
Okay, let's move on to our number 2 spot. And if you thought $300 million was wild, well, get ready. It's kind of hard to imagine a price tag even in the same league, but this next one gives it a real run for its money.
For number 2, we're looking at an estimated price of over $250 million. And you'll notice that little plus sign. The exact final price was kept pretty hush-hush, but experts put it somewhere between $250 and $300 million. So, it's right up there.
This piece is The Card Players by the absolute legend Paul Cézanne, and it's a total 180 from the chaos of our last painting. This one is quiet. It's simple. It's just a couple of guys completely focused on a game of cards.
So who dropped $250 million on it? Turns out the buyer was the royal family of Qatar. And that creates this amazing contrast, doesn't it? You have this quiet, humble scene of farmhands playing cards, and it becomes the center of one of the biggest art deals in history. See, Cézanne was a master at finding the hidden structure and weight in everyday life. And for collectors, that makes his work a cornerstone of modern art.
And here we are, the big one. The number 1 most expensive painting ever sold. We're not just talking a few $100 million anymore. We are entering a totally different universe, and this one, well, this one comes with a giant question mark hanging over it.
$450.3 million. Just look at that number. It is almost $500 million for a single object. The sale didn't just break records, it absolutely obliterated them.
So who's the artist behind this mind-boggling price? Well, it's none other than the master himself, Leonardo da Vinci. The painting is called Salvator Mundi, which means Savior of the World, and it shows Jesus Christ. It's considered one of the rarest artworks in existence. But there's a catch.
And that brings us right to that $500 million question. For all that money, is it actually a real Da Vinci? The art world you see is completely torn.
So here's the deal. The auction house sold it as a Da Vinci, but tons of leading art experts are still arguing about it. They say the restoration was really heavy-handed, and it might have been painted by someone in his workshop, not the master himself. So just let this sink in. Somebody forked over almost $500 million for a masterpiece that might not even be the real thing. Talk about the ultimate gamble.
So there you have it. Wow. 3 paintings, 3 legendary artists, and prices that are just almost impossible to comprehend. Let's do a quick final recap. So, wrapping it all up, coming in at number 3, we had de Kooning's Interchange for a cool $300 million. In the number 2 spot, Cézanne's The Card Players, setting back the royal family of Qatar over $250 million. And taking the top spot, Da Vinci's very controversial Salvator Mundi, shattering every record at an astronomical $450.3 million. Which brings us to one last question for you. I mean, let's be real, if you suddenly had that kind of money, would you actually buy a painting, even a Da Vinci? Or would you just pack a bag, go off the grid, and enjoy life somewhere quiet? It's a fun one to think about, isn't it?